everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today I have a very exciting, fun, magical filled video for you guys today, and that is planning a trip to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. If you are new, welcome. If you are just stumbling across this video, make sure you subscribe if you love Harry Potter. So today is all about planning a trip to Universal Studios Wizarding World of Harry Potter Orlando. This is the perfect time to plan a trip. It is 2018, the spring season is coming, summer, and just 2018 planning trips in general is now here. A huge thank you to one of my subscribers. Her name is Halen. She sent me all of these lovely questions that I'm going to be answering for you guys today, which brings me to question number one. How many days should one allow to visit the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal Studios? You could get away with one day. You could see everything in one day, but for first-time goers and to just take everything in at a leisure pace, I do recommend 2 days. Question number two is, when is the best time to go? Now, if you're watching this video, you'll definitely want to get out a notepad, a pencil, and pen and start writing all of this stuff down because there's going to be plenty of tips to write down for your experience at the Wizarding World. So I've looked up a few of the best dates and times to go. There's also a website, it's called the Universal Crowd Calendar. I will find it and link it down below so you guys can look that up. Every time my family and I goes to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, we look up that crowd calendar to see if that is the perfect time to go. It'll show you red, which is extremely busy, which probably isn't the best time to go, and then I believe it's yellow is the best time to go. That's when it's kind of slow. The best times to go are just before or after spring break. My very first time I went to the Wizarding World, I went on spring break. Oh, it was so insane, so packed, so crowded. I really highly don't recommend it, but if it is the only time you can get off to go, then by all means go. You'll have a blast anyways. The second half of August is also a very good time to go because kids are going back to college and school, so it's a slow season then as well. September and also October are wonderful times to go, except for Friday and Saturdays where they do the Halloween Horror Nights. And weekdays in December minus the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's Eve is perfect. So that is the perfect dates of 2018 to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal Orlando. Question number three is everything reasonably priced or expensive? And I will have to say it is pretty expensive to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but again, it is a theme park and it's kind of what you're gonna have to expect when going. So definitely save up your money and plan a budget before you go. Question number four is my favorite thing to eat. There are plenty of restaurants and varieties there to eat. I know in the park for Harry Potter, they have the 3 Broomsticks and also the Leaky Cauldron. Those places are very fun to eat just for the, you know, the vibe of Harry Potter, but my favorite thing to eat, which isn't typically a food, is actually the butterbeer. If you go, you have to get the butterbeer, preferably the frozen butterbeer. Question number five, what are the must-see things to do at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, especially for a first-time goer? Now, this is when you're gonna wanna write everything down. Number one is make sure you get the park-to-park pass. It is going to be a little bit more expensive, but if you only buy one park pass, you're not going to be able to see Diagon Alley or you're not going to be able to see the castle. So you have to get the park-to-park pass to see both of those things, which I highly, highly recommend. You will be missing out if you don't. To make sure you do everything just the way Harry Potter did it in the books and films, make sure you go through the Universal Studios side first, where you're gonna see London. You're gonna see the night bus, a phone booth, and what resembles Grimwald Place. Now, going to the phone booth, if you dial MAGIC, which is 62442, so make sure you dial 62442 in the phone booth and you will be able to speak to the Ministry of Magic, which is super fun. Keep walking until you see the brick building that resembles Grimwald Place. If you look up, you will notice Creature peeking out through the window, which is also really fun. Then you're gonna walk on over to the night bus where you can speak to the Shrunken Head and also the assistant bus guy, which is really fun, and he says some really fun things. And the Shrunken Head, he'll ask you questions and tell you things about yourself that you didn't know. And the best part, you're gonna walk through the wall to Diagon Alley where you can, again, buy a butterbeer. That's what I recommend first. Actually, I recommend walking through Ollivanders first It's a little shop, and you go, and there's a really awesome fun demonstration that Mr. Ollivander does. And if you don't get picked the first time, I recommend going through a second time to see if you get picked. You'll know what I mean once you go through the experience. Also there, you can pick up either a interactive wand or just, you know, a basic wand, which is fine too. If you do pick up an interactive wand, you will be able to cast spells throughout the park. You'll get a little map where it will show you the motion and the places where you can cast spells. Make sure you ride the Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts Bank ride, which is really fun. But before you get in line, which they will tell you, make sure that you put any backpacks or anything like that in the lockers. Now, little warning about the lockers. They are a little chaotic and a little crazy and a little tight, especially if you go during a crowded time. Weasley Wizard Wheezes is also a very fun place to go. Make sure when you go, you look up at the ceiling. You will see pretty fireworks up on the ceiling. Next, you'll want to take a stroll through Knockturn Alley, especially if it's a really hot day. It'll feel nice and cool and damp and dark in there. So it's nice to get a break away from the Florida heat. While in Knockturn Alley, you're going to want to visit Borgin and Burke's, where you will see the Vanishing Cabinet. Listen closely. You will be able to hear the little bird chirp. And it's just really creepy and eerie down there, and I really love the shops down there, so you're going to have to check that out as well. And then just in Diagon Alley in general, just take a step back and really take pictures and observe all of the detail that went into the work of building Diagon Alley, because it seriously is truly amazing and just like the films and the books. So make sure you take time to look around. Next, you're going to head to King's Cross Station, where you're going to board the Hogwarts Express over to the Hogwarts Castle, which is the Hogsmeade side of the park. Make sure you stop in Honeydukes when you get to Hogsmeade, because the candy is amazing. There's all sorts of different types, and even if you really don't like candy, just the detail on the boxes of candy themselves is perfect. Make sure you buy a chocolate frog, because it is a staple. A place to have lunch over in Hogsmeade would be the Three Broomsticks, which I find is really fun. And if you look up, the ceilings are really cool and big. And there, I think, isn't there Dobby? I believe Dobby's in there, isn't he?
Shadow.
A shadow of Dobby is in there, so be sure to look out for that. Next to the Three Broomsticks is a restroom, which I know is kind of odd, but if you go into that restroom, listen very closely, where you will be able to hear Moaning Myrtle. Next, you're gonna walk through and you're gonna see the huge Hogwarts Castle, which is really beautiful, and inside there is a ride, and it is called Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. If you do get prone to motion sickness, be careful. I do get prone to that, but I actually have never gotten sick, which is fabulous, but do keep that in mind. And again, before you leave, make sure you get a butterbeer. And again, take it all in, take plenty of pictures. Every single shop that is in Diagon Alley and also over in Hogsmeade, try to go in every single one. Some of the doors do not open, which is fine. Just take a peek through the windows, because everything is just so amazing and very beautiful and so artistic. Before you leave, make sure you board the Hogwarts Express again, because the movie that you watched on the way to Hogsmeade is going to be different when you're leaving Hogsmeade and heading back over to Diagon Alley. So make sure that you do ride the train both ways. Another tip on your trip is make sure that you remember, if you go and buy anything in the beginning of the day and you're like, oh, I really don't want to buy this because I don't want to have to carry it around all day, you can ask them to keep it up for you at the front, and they'll actually ship it to the front of the park. So when you leave the park at the end of the night, you go up there, you show them a little ticket, I believe, and then they hand you all over your stuff. I made that mistake the first time I went. I was like, oh, I don't really want to buy this sweatshirt because I don't want to have to carry it around, and it is freaking hot out here. So I didn't want to do that. And by the time I went back at the end of the night, my size was all gone. So definitely remember, anything that you purchase, you can send to the front where you can pick it up later. Also inside Diagon Alley, just outside the Daily Prophet, you can actually hear typing, which is really cool. So anything that I didn't mention, I tried to pick everything that you must do or must see for a first-time goer. But really, again, I really do think 2 days would be perfect just to observe and take in everything, because it is the experience of a lifetime. If you guys do plan a trip to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal, I hope you guys have a fabulous time. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you go, when you go, and how your trip was. I'll see you guys again very soon.